5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It is time for Gaston, and Gaston is going to move to the woods, which gains me 2 power. I'm not going to play a card, but I am going to discard a card. I'm going to discard Show Me the Beast, because I don't have anything on the board that will help that. And actually, you know what? I am going to play a card. I'm going to play Take Me Instead. Reveal cards from your Fate deck until you find a hero, then play the hero to Beast Castle. And then remove 1 obstacle. So, let's see what we get. And...
Hero!
We've already got a hero.
The Lumiere. Nope.
Has our fault exploded?
The candlestick has spoken.
I think so.
There we go.
Lumiere took him out.
When Lumiere is played, you may move a hero to a new location. Well, he's the only hero here, so never mind. But I have to play him in Beast Castle, which is appropriate, to be fair. But then I get to remove the obstacle from Beast Castle.
Which means you're now 50% of the way to move
I'm
obstacles.
50% towards my obstacle.
Dangerous man.
Indeed.
Yes. And then as my last action, I can play a Fate. Dr. Facilier.
Hi! How's it going?
I think it's about time. And you do need at least 1 person on your board, right?
Yeah, I do actually. You might actually not want to do this.
I don't actually want to do it for Captain Hook either, because he needs someone from his Fate deck out as well.
The one I
Hey,
hate
who
is
have we got? It's us, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy LaBeouf and Eudora.
Which is Tiana's mother.
Oh, no.
Hang on, so Big Daddy LaBeouf is when Big Daddy is played, you may choose a card from the fortune pile and return it to the top of Dr. Facilier's deck. And then Eudora is when Eudora is defeated, choose an opponent. That opponent reveals and plays the top card of your Fate deck. Of your Fate, so I get fated again.
Yeah, you get fated again. I could be so cruel to you, Kev. I really could.
I would say that probably. I'm going to say to you that it would be probably best for you to play Big Daddy, but there we go.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I do agree, which is why I'm going to play Eudora. Because I want you to be a target as well. The question is, I'm going to play Eudora at the parade, though.
Okay.
I have my reasons.
I'm very surprised by that move, but there we go. Because you could have taken Rule New Orleans out of my fortune pile and put it back in the deck.
I know. It would have gone to the top of your deck, so you just played it next turn.
Yeah, but it would basically made me waste 2 turns.
I know, but at the same time, I feel like I can cause more mayhem doing something else.
Very interesting.
Anyway, that is the end of my turn now, so I'm going to draw 3 cards. And that is the end of my turn, Dr. Facilier.
Well, you've done it now. Okay. I will move from the parade and the unwanted attentions of Tiana's mother back to the bayou where I'm safe. I will double my power effectively because I will go to 6. I can now play 2 cards and I can move 1 card as well. So, what I'm going to do is the following. I'm going to spend 1 power and play these voodoo dolls to the parade. I'm also going to spend 0 power for my second card and add these masked spirits to the Voodoo Emporium. Both the voodoo dolls and the masked spirits have the equivalent of 2. And what I'm also going to do is I can move a card as well.
You can move an ally or item.
It's very handy. Well, yeah, I can move an ally item, but since I've got the voodoo dolls, when voodoo dolls are moved, you may move a hero the same distance and direction. So I will move the voodoo dolls right 1 to Tiana's place. The voodoo dolls will invite Tiana's mother along with, and that will now cover up the 2 at the top of Tiana's place as instead. So that is all 4 items, which I say just in case anybody has a card.
No, I already used
the silence suggests that nobody has a card, and I draw up and end my turn.
And we're back to Hades.
Right. So, just for clarity's sake, a movement is 1 to each side, correct? It's not. You can't.
Which is why it's harder to move your Titans because you've got to move them all spaces.
3 spaces each time.
Same with if you. So I don't believe anyone but Shadow Fox has this ability, but Shadow Fox does have the ability to move heroes as well if he gets Hangman's Tree open, and that can only be 1 space as well. Again, because he's got to get Peter Pan from the Hangman's Tree all the way to Captain Hook's ship, and evidently get Smee to kill him for some reason.
Hell yeah.
Of course. So I'm going to move to Mount Olympus, which allows me to gain 1 power, play a card, move an ally, and fate. So I'm going to gain a power. I am going to move Argus, i.e. the Cyclops Titan, over to Thebes. Every time Argus is moved, I gain a power.
Oh.
All the Titans have some weird ability.
I'm going to play I Rule as my bonus card. Whenever I gain 1 power for each ally and Titan in my discard pile, I only have 1 ally, but it's a nice extra boost for power for as and when I need it. And I can fate someone. You know what? I think Captain Hook needs some company that isn't Smee.
What else do you need in your life but Smee? Oh, John.
Oh, okay. So the 2 heroes are John and Tinkerbell. John gets +1 strength if he has any items attached to him, or Tinkerbell, when Tinkerbell's played, discard 1 ally from her location.
Oh no!
I'm going to play Tinkerbell on the Jolly Roger.
No, Smee!
Poor Smee
is immediately discarded.
Bye.
You discarded Smee?
I know.
Not by choice, so pop it.
Does the item also get discarded as well?
Yes.
I mean, it's attached to him,
it's attached to somebody, so yeah.
I
told you it was useless.
Oh dear. I mean, Tinkerbell's only got power 2, so easily defeated, but that's still quite a big blow, actually.
It's going to take him a while to cut this back.
And Smee. Because there's only 1 Smee in the deck.
It's only ever 1 Smee. Only need one.
I mean, to be fair, Smee hasn't been killed. Smee has been chased off the boat by Tinkerbell, and thankfully the crocodile's not interested in Smee.
No tipping moment.
Oh, and I draw. Okay, fine.
And Nabal.
All right. I'll move Corella back to the countryside, gain 3 power, and I have some options. I can move, and I can do 2 actions.
And you can do 2 actions.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to do here puppies. I choose a puppy token from supply and add it to a location. I'll pick this one, and it is a 11.
11.
I shall add it to the Radcliffe.
Seeing as Horace is there already.
No,
Saves
it
me the
has
trip.
to be added to the countryside, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To the specific location. Okay, fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. The other card did say you can move them to any location you want.
In which case, Horace, I use my move action on you.
Yeah, he moves with the item, to be fair.
And for my last action, I shall get the job done. Perform a activate action.
Activate. Okay.
Horace, get me another puppy out of the supply for me, would you please?
Ooh, not capturing the puppies.
Stockpiling it. Ooh.
That one goes to Radcliffe House. If it says to the specified location,
okay.
anyway.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a little too easy for you to just.
Yeah, just pull them up.
Yeah. You have the odd card that lets you move them where you want to, but otherwise it is they go to a specified location. Otherwise your deck would be far too easy.
Well, you say that I've only got 2 allies that can give you the puppies. It'd be very easy for you to cripple them.
I was gonna say, yeah, but if you could just put them where your allies are at all times, it'd be a bit easy.
But yeah, that is me done. And I should
Okay.
draw up to 2 cards.
Captain Hook.
Can't hurt. Well, gonna move over to get a little power. Straight to Skull Rock. Because I can't move to the Hangman's Tree yet, because I just can't.
You don't know where it is?
No. I'm going to play Give Them a Scare. Look at the 2 cards of your top cards of your fate deck. Either discard both or return them to the top in any order. So I can, that costs me a power. Can see what's in store.
So I don't think you had to show them to us, but actually I will check.
So discard an
Yeah.
I have shown up to Wendy. All other heroes in Captain Hook's realm get +1 strength. And Splitting Headache. Discard an item from Captain Hook's realm.
You've
Well-
got no item.
Well, he
So I
had
can
a
also
card,
just
but-
I can also just discard them.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
discard them. So yeah,
There's
look at means you can do it privately. If it says reveal, you have to do it in public.
There enough.
But for the sake of the radio broadcast, I think it's probably a
Yeah,
good
that's
idea at this
Yeah.
point
fair.
And
on this occasion.
And you may fate someone.
I may fate someone. Well, apparently you're quite close to winning, so
About halfway.
halfway.
Wow.
Is that the same as Kev, I think?
And 2
Basically.
cards.
He's
No,
further ahead than me.
Kev's a little bit further away.
Yeah, like I say, I have many hoops.
Yeah. But Earth will not fate himself. So
No.
I can either find a hero in the fate discard pile and play them to any location.
Which I don't think
Right,
I have.
I don't
any,
think
so-
you have any heroes. Or
Oh,
replace an obstacle in each location, which is the more likely one to go. So
one in each location.
one in each location. So that's increased to
So I'm now back down to only a quarter done.
yes. I imagine.
Right,
But say you're not gonna fate yourself. So
it's true.
that's,
There are reasons to fate myself to a certain extent. You
Yes.
can't fate yourself though.
yeah.
Yeah,
The players
otherwise
that
you
would-
could very easily just go through your entire fate deck to find Peter Pan or any
Yeah,
other-
exactly.
Well, to
I
be
mean,
fair,
I
Hook
have-
has
I have-
specific cards for that.
I have 3 cards that specifically allow me.
And I
But
believe the
that's-
Peter Pan card is one that says if you draw this card as one of the 2 fates, you have to play this one, ignore the other one.
Mm.
To stop you from basically stopping Captain Hook from being able to win.
Yeah.
Is that the end of your turn?
That's that's it.
Draw up then.
Yeah.
And it is time for Gaston. Now, how do I want to go about doing this? Yeah, I think I'm just going to move back to the tavern, gain 2 power, and I can play a card, and I'm going to play. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to use 3 power and play Hunter's Instinct. I can defeat a hero with strength 3 or less. So I'm going to kill Lumiere.
Gonna melt him down, make some new candlesticks.
And unfortunately, that's all I can do with my turn. So,
You activate a
I'll draw
condition of mine.
No.
Devilish.
oh no.
During their turn, if another player defeats a hero with a strength of 3 or more, I may play Devilish and defeat a hero with a strength of 3 or less. Time to go into
Yeah.
the discard, Captain.
No.
No.
Captain has been turned into glue.
Oh, precious horse.
That is the end of my turn, though, unfortunately.
Okay, right. Dr. Facilier, who is currently residing in the bayou with some shadow spirits. Next to him is Tiana's mother, who is at Tiana's place, accompanied by some voodoo dolls. Tinder is a strange thing. Their parade is currently empty, and the Voodoo Emporium has some masked spirits there on the wall, which is appropriate because the masked spirits are on the wall of the Voodoo Emporium normally. Dr. Facilier is going to move to said Voodoo Emporium.
Ooh.
And what he's going to do is going to get 1 power immediately. My next action will be to spend 3 power and play the cane. The cane. If Dr. Facilier is at this location, you may perform 1 available action at an adjacent location.
Ooh.
You cannot
not
use
fate.
cane. You can, accept fate. So we'll come back to this, but I have the ability to do an extra move, basically, from the 4 options currently available in the parade.
Yes.
Because I've done it in this order. Okay. I will also. I do also have a vanquish section here. So the date has not gone very well, and the voodoo dolls will take out Eudora in a more permanent fashion. So kablam!
Eudora is dead.
Eudora is dead. However, the condition of the card of Eudora says, when Eudora is defeated, choose an opponent. That opponent reveals and plays the top deck of your fate card. Top card of your fate deck, sorry, rather. I choose Nabal in attack mode.
I'll say there's just the person who's
Well, it's
activating
because
the card.
they get to choose where it goes, I think.
Yeah,
Is the
they,
Yes. So you're getting the Evening Star. Choose an ally in Dr. Facilier's realm and put that ally in the fortune pile.
so that's the Masked Spirits or the Cane. Not the Cane. Masked Spirits or the Shadow Spirits.
Shadow
sorry.
spirits.
Spirits or Spirits.
So that's actually quite negative to have in your fortune pile.
Well, the Shadow Spirits.
Yeah.
Fortune, lose 2 power.
Fine.
Okay, so the Shadow Spirits are gone. That's fine. That's the effect is gone as well. I do have the ability to fate, finally.
This is true.
Absolutely. Oh, if only somebody had just done me wrong.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
Here you go again, the bow. Why don't we just have a look at 2 things from your fate deck, please? Let me see. We have, behind card number 1, we have... Oh, Sergeant Tibbs!
Hero.
Sergeant Tibbs the cat, hero of our time. When Sergeant Tibbs is played, you may move up to 2 puppy tokens in Cruella de Vil's realm to his location.
Ooh.
Yeah, but that's kind of risk-reward, really.
It's adding an extra turn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2 turns because he can only move them 1 place at a time.
1 place at a time.
And also he can only capture 1 at a time, I believe.
Indeed, and so the other card is... Tibbs has a strength of 3, by the way. The other card is Reckless Driving. Discard an item from Cruella de Vil's realm.
Fireplace poker.
Ooh, now this is actually tricky, this, isn't it? So I could get rid of the poker, which then puts old Horace in a bit of jeopardy again. Or alternatively, I could put Tibbs all the way over to, like, Hell Hall, and then move the 2 puppies sections all the way over to Hell Hall as well. Ooh, interesting.
This is tricky.
This is, I would accept advice on this one because it really is a tricky one. This.
I think taking up more turns is a bigger hindrance, but I also think the thing is I know there's more than 1 weapon essentially in the deck, so I feel like that's just delaying something for an extra turn, whereas Sergeant Tibbs is going to cause a longer delay.
I tell you what, if we do move Tibbs over to Hell Hall, that also covers up one of his abilities to move
and his ability to capture.
And his ability to capture. I think that's going to be what we do. As good as Reckless Driving is, and it is a very good card, we will play Sergeant Tibbs, our cat hero.
Our cat hero.
And we will move up to 2 puppy tokens to his location. Oh, that's helpful, everybody. There's 2 actually played at the minute. So there's 33 puppies being guarded currently by this one poor cat. It's been left on its own.
Stressed out right now.
This ghastly manner. But he's
Brave
2
kitten.
away from... He's 2 places away from old Horace and that puppy battering poker. Right. So that's the fate done.
You still have one more action, technically.
I do indeed, because I can call upon one of these items from over here. And I'm actually, may surprise you, actually. I'm actually going to discard a card.
Oh.
I'm going to discard Masked Spirits.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
And if you read the bottom of Masked Spirits, you'll realise why it was a mistake that you got rid of Shadow Spirits. Allow me to read for them. Only masked spirits can be resolved during this action. So return any unresolved cards to the fortune pile, then discard all masked spirits that were revealed. The masked spirits, because when you do when you get stuff out of the fortune deck, you have to use the cards will tell, which is effectively blindly drawing out 3 cards, all of which then play out with the fortunes. So if I had masked spirits in my fortune deck and it's revealed, that basically nullifies the rest of the other 2 and they go back in.
Right.
So it's not in my interest to have a masked spirit card in the fortune pile. So that's now discarded. That's gone. There is, of course, one still at play in the Voodoo Emporium, which may come back to haunt me later. And with that confusion amongst them all, as you can tell from the silence, I pass you over to the god of the underworld, the mighty Hades!
I will say part of my silence was I decided to have a biscuit. Buying chocolate malted milks in this weather was a bad idea.
Oh, yeah.
No one eats biscuits like Gaston.
You
No
fool!
one smears like Gaston.
No one has sticky fingers and grease like Gaston.
For his chocolate moustache is intimidating.
Oh dear me.
I'm going to have to dig out that other music video. But Random Genius will know the one I'm talking about.
Yes. Right, let's get this on track, or as much as we can do in this game. I'm going to move straight to the Underworld. Underworld allows me to play a card, move a card, vanquish a hero, and gain 2 power. I'm going to gain 2 power. Power's now at 5. I am not going to choose to play a card. There are no heroes to vanquish, so my other action is to move a card. So Argus is now in the Gardens. Argus has moved, I gain a power. I am also on the same space as a chariot. I'm going to use the chariot to move to Mount Olympus. So myself and the chariot are at Mount Olympus. Oh, hey, there's an option here at Mount Olympus to move a card. Argus is now at Mount Olympus.
He has one Titan at Mount Olympus.
Indeed.
1/3 of the way
there. This leaves me open to some plays that can backfire horribly, but I think this is the best option I can do at this moment in time. Also, it's just nice to chain with a chariot.
Yes.
And I didn't use or discard any cards, so I am finished.
Yeah, I just want to check one of Hades' rules. Trap Titans don't count towards his objective.
No, they do not. They have to be free. But I have cards to make them free.
Yes, this is true. But it's worth noting if you're on the cusp.
Indeed.
Ruella.
Yes. Right. I am going to... I'm going to move to Radcliffe House. And first things first, I'm going to play that Devil Woman. I spend 1 power. And Tibbs, time to move to the countryside.
No.
Yeah.
Poor Tibbs.
Poor Tibbs. Poor Tibbs.
This poor cat's going to get his head bashed in with a poker.
He can't. Oh, yes, he can.
Yes, he can.
Yeah.
Vanquished there.
I vanquished the cat.
No. Poor Tibbs. Brave Tibbs.
Brave Tibbs.
But you lose your poker.
Do I? Because he's got power. Oh, yeah.
Yes, when you defeat an enemy, the card would normally get discarded. In this case, you only discard the poker.
Get off, you stupid poker.
There you go.
You idiot, get your greasy fingers off.
So yeah, when you use an ally to defeat a hero, that ally gets discarded. If you use more than one, because you can combine their powers, they all get discarded.
Right, so what else can I do? I can activate something, and I can do fate. Let's do activate. Let's get a token out. Horace, pick me a good one. Countryside. Excellent.
Oh dear.
Shall deal with that later. And I shall fate.
Who are you fating?
I'm facing you.
Okay.
Stop asking him these questions.
It's because Corella really wanted those malted milk chocolate biscuits that you were eating.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
And your choices are...
Cruella and Gaston
dear.
are a hell of a power couple, by the way.
Your choices are the rose, which is play the other fake card you have drawn, discard the rose, and pick 2 more fake cards. Play 1, remove 1 obstacle.
Oh, okay. So it's a risk reward. I still get to lose another obstacle, but you then
You
get to play
to
2
deal with
fake
2 fake cards in your
and play
field.
the beast.
Yeah,
It's a hell of a combo, that.
it is.
I'm assuming you're going to do that.
I am going to do that. So the rose gets played.
So the beast automatically gets played.
Where do I want to put the beast?
Doesn't it say he goes to his castle? Oh, right here. All right.
Oh, give me a second. That's my doorbell.
It's the beast.
Beast here.
The beast
In the
here.
meantime,
He's moving into our parts, everybody.
I shall pick 2 more fake cards, and I shall pick one of them to go along with the beast.
All right. Bella Maurice.
Hey.
Crazy old Maurice.
Oh, what happens
Bell.
with Bell?
Bell.
No obstacles
Because-
to be removed whilst Bell in play. Could that negate the rose?
I think it would, because remove 1 obstacle is the last thing that happens.
Oh, I think we need to do that.
He's not going to be very happy.
I don't care.
When he comes back, he's not going to be very happy at all, is he?
I'm
I'm also all for this move, by the way. I just want to put it out.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Well, okay, good news. We found Bell.
Bad news. I'm
Put her in the
putting
house.
Bell on the field.
Yeah. However, I still get to remove the obstacle from the rose because that happens before Bell is played.
We think
No.
does you play the fate first.
Hang on. That feels
Discard the-
slightly unfair.
Discard the rose and
We
pick 2 more
agree that
fate.
it's slightly
That's
unfair,
fun.
but it is actually agreement between a lot of us that we think that's
However,
the way it goes.
I would like to point out the rule says it prevents Gaston removing an obstacle. This card is another player removing an obstacle.
The case for the defense has a point.
And also,
But then
because
again,
that
the
would
card
make it
itself says
far
no
too
obstacles. If it was to be Gaston only, it really should have said on the card. There's enough
It
space on
does
it.
say in the instructions while in play Bell prevents Gaston. removing
Excellent
an
point, Mr. Edgeworth.
However, I will let you guys decide which obstacle gets removed.
Hang on. We have a game in front of us which has dice and coins.
If
to flip.
only there.
Oh, come on. That just seems rather unfair that I just gain double punishment because you feel like it.
It's not a case of we feel like it. We honestly think it could be.
There is a valid argument for each side here, because it's just the road card.
Right.
Play 1, then remove.
Hang on a minute. Let me see if
Bruce.
I can magic into existence something.
If you and Radio Sega have any opinions as to what this rule is, please let us know.
Components. Okay. How about a regular die?
Regular die, and we call it odds and evens.
Odds and evens. Now, I will actually let Earth pick what type of die he wants here. You got D4, D6, D8, D10, D12, or D20.
As long as it's an even one, I don't care.
Well, they're all pretty even.
Okay.
I feel like I'm going to get screwed either way.
It is up to you. You can pick odds or evens for your side or team or what have you.
It makes no difference. Odds.
Odds. Well, may the odds be in your favour. Roll the dice.
Roll the dice.
It was odds.
Odds.
You get.
It was
to,
odds. You get it. Yeah.
You get to remove.
It
Okay,
plays.
well,
It plays your way. There
You
go.
guys have to remove the obstacle because it's your play. It's your card that's being.
Well, it is now. Yes.
Yeah.
So you choose which obstacle
Oh,
to remove.
should we remove the one from Beast's Castle then? Because Beast's
Yeah.
when Beast's defeated, it remove all obstacles from Beast's Castle.
Yes.
So if we
and
remove
that
it from there, then there's no extra bonus from defeating Beast.
That's
That's
a
a
very
point.
good,
Although it's-
good strategic play.
That's a good point, yeah. So that goes where?
on top of Gaston.
You put
Stick
the
him on
they're all in
Gaston's
place.
face.
Yeah, why you put him on his face? Come on, put him. He can hold them in his chest, between his abs, between his pecs.
For reference, the other fake card was Maurice, Bell's father.
I am actually going to look up and see if there is a proper ruling on it.
That would be an idea actually,
Uh,
because but yes, when Gaston was a lad, he ate 3 obstacles tokens every morning to help him get large.
In the meantime, I am my turn, and I shall draw 2 cards.
Yes, that was Nabal that did that. Everybody, just in case somebody needs to move to fate.
And so I guess round it back to me. We're gonna. Oh, Hooky Boy. He's still got to move, and he's moving back to the Mermaid Lagoon because those power tokens are needed. At which point I can play cards and move. Well, you know what? We're going to move Pirate Brute
Don't believe
To the
him.
left.
Captain Hook just wanted a bit of a mermaid tail.
Yeah. Want some privacy while he's there. And I can play cards. I'm going to play Hook's Case. It adds an item which adds 1 power gain to any location as an extra turn. And we're going to put it back on the Jolly Roger. We're going to have him power up more when he's back home. Get that rum out.
I mean, there's also a fairy buzzing around his head, but
Yeah.
Mm.
That's the end of my turn. I've moved. I've played a card. I've powered up. I could play another card, but I don't really have one to use right now. So I will draw up.
Is that another 2 cycles done?
That is 2 cycles done.
Who would like to go next then?
Do you want me to, seeing as I've not been around for the last few recording sessions?
You've not been around for like, what, 2, maybe 3 months at this point?
Other things have happened.
Yes.
So, yes, it has been a while since I was last here playing games with everyone for LMC Cast. So there's quite a few things to catch up on. So let's get to it. In terms of TV shows, been watching through the regular stuff that I always enjoy, but the last few months there has been a new series of Taskmaster.
Hey.
For those who are not aware, Taskmaster is I think the best phrase is a comedy panel show where comedians are asked to do ridiculous things under the whims of the megalomaniac Taskmaster, aka Greg Davis. All orchestrated by his assistant, Little Alex Vaughan. And they've just finished series 15 of the show. And yeah, it is a very popular show over here in the UK. The format has been exported internationally, including New Zealand and Norway. And Channel 4 have just announced that they are making another 6 series of the show, plus a spin-off involve a sort of a junior Taskmaster, I think they've announced as well, to go alongside stuff like Junior Bake Off and the like.
I feel like that's slightly more concerning, considering some of the things that are in Taskmaster.
They're going to sort of make it more family friendly because they do release the shows in a family friendly version as well, as the one for 9 o'clock broadcast post Watershed. So yeah, it is a sort of one of these big shows over here, and yeah, series 15 has just finished. I won't say who has won, in case people do want to catch up whenever they can. But my verdict, I honestly think it may have been one of the weaker series. The quintet of celebrities didn't quite click as much as I would have thought. They were a bit too antagonistic, if that makes sense.
Who were the celebs on this one?
So there were 5 celebrities. You've got Frankie Boyle, famous for Mock the Week. You have comedian Ivo Graham, often found on Radio 4 panel shows. You have Jenny Eclair, an elderly female comedian, again, also found on BBC Radio 4 panel shows and the circuit. Kyle, I think it's Kyle Smith-Jones. Just double check his surname. But he is an actor, who most famous for appearing in the series Ghosts. Oh, Kyle Smith-Byone. Sorry, Kyle Smith-Byone. But yeah, he's famous for appearing in the sitcom Ghosts, which previous person from Taskmaster also starred in Ghosts. That was Charlotte Ritchie. So Kyle Smith-Burney, and then you also have the Canadian comedian Mae Martin. Individually, they were all pretty good, and there were some standout highlights from the show, including Jenny Eclair on a barge, yelling "brace, brace" whilst purposely ramming into a wall. It's the first episode of it's the first shot of the credit sequence, so it's good. But yeah, the people were a bit too antagonistic, because sometimes it's nice to have a mix where people are just sort of they're just here because they enjoy it, or they have certain they want to play things in a certain way. There was a bit too much on this series, a bit too much sort of butting of heads, and that kind of distracted from the fun of the show, because it's supposed to be fairly light-hearted and such, but still, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I just find as though that there are some better series with a more better balance of personalities. But yeah, it's still worth seeking out if you enjoy the show. They have also announced the people for Series 16.
Oh, who's that then?
I will let you know.
I will say, from the list you gave me, I only know 2 of them, but those 2 people are naturally, from what I've seen of them, antagonistic and quite self-righteous people. So that doesn't surprise me that much.
There was a few instances where, or at least 2 instances where Mae Martin did something which people were very much against in the studio. But even the audience on one occasion, they did something which was deemed to be, I mean, definitely more than one movement, which is what the task suggested. And they noted it in the studio.
It was because normally when people...
immediate. Again, normally it's like, oh, but haha, is a bit of funny debate. But in that one instance, it was immediate. Like the entire audience was like, no, that's not right.
Yeah, because this is the thing. Like, I think some of the nicer conflicts, let's say, the one that springs to my mind is one of the early series, and I cannot remember the name of the guy, but there was a very, very muggy decision over, you're not supposed to touch the red green, and it's like,
that would be Joe Wilkinson's Series 2.
That was Joe Wilkinson.
The dreaded potato.
Yeah, and it was like, it is very hard to tell whether he actually touched it with the very tip of his foot or not. But I think they did quite a nice way they resolved it, where it was a split decision, and they, I think that's a highlight moment, because it was okay. Yes, the outcome was a bit disappointing, but it was quite comedic at the way that it was handled, and the audience did laugh. And it was a genuine laugh, and I think even Joe realised that people would take his fellow contestants were taking the piss out of him a little bit. And
the second one was slightly more funny because of the first one, because it was like, oh, this is happening again. Well, whatever it is, I'm on your side. I'm willing to go to whatever lengths for this argument. Just tell me, and it became a little bit more funnier, and it also. Greg played into it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But I think that's where I think this is the thing, is that as the series have gone along, I think they found it harder and harder to find a good mix of celebs.
You say that. I found Series 14 to actually be one of the better.
I've not seen Series 14, to be fair, though. So
fair enough.
But looking at the series that I've seen, the further it's gone along, I mean, to be fair, I actually think the last series that I watched was the one with Alan Davis and Victoria
Corin Mitchell.
Yeah.
That's Series 12.
And that worked really well, because there were times where it was just like, people are fighting each other, but in general, there wasn't anyone that particularly had any malice or anything. And the time where you had the biggest insult, it wasn't intentional.
Yes.
And it was hilarious.
Also, it had one of the nicest moments in the series, which is just Victoria Corin Mitchell learning how to ride a bike.
I know.
It was.
I know
Oh.
that.
It was just so wholesome. Just like, can I have some more time? It's like, oh, this is how you do it. And it was just like,
But
the
even
task
that,
didn't matter after that.
yeah,
No.
even the task where she did insult Alan massively, it wasn't. But everyone else was actually quite nice. And while it did piss Greg off a little bit, which I think he played into more than anything, it was quite nice that people had actually gone, actually, this is quite a nice task. And it was just funny. That head note at the end was just like brilliant.
Mm.
So who's in next season? Because I know Stu Perkins is in one of them.
Yes.
Well, I
So
don't know.
Sue
Yeah, I think
Perkins
I saw
from
that.
Mel and Sue and the original team of the Bake Off before it moved over to Channel 4. She's on it. You then also have comedian famed for his routines from the 90s, Julian Clary.
Alright.
You've got Lucy Beaumont, the wife of John Richardson, who was a previous contestant on Taskmaster. She is also a comedian in her own right and a writer. There is also Australian comedian Sam Campbell, probably best known as being a winner of the Edinburgh Fringe one year, and Susan Wokoma, who is a actress primarily in comedic shows. So stuff like Toast of London and Year of the Rabbit and other Channel 4 based shows.
Nice.
So that will be interesting.
Yeah, I only know Sue Perkins, so it's hard for me to tell on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, again, in the end, you've got to kind of see, because the other big part of it is like seeing how well they do the team task. Because
Yes.
I'm trying to remember which season it was. Oh god, I'm never going to remember any of the names. But it's quite funny when you have like the old people and the young people, and yet somehow the old people just get on so much better, and it's so much nicer. It's like, oh, what was it? It was the bathtub one where it's like,
Oh yes.
the two of them working, two elderly couples like, oh, what's your task? What's your task? Okay, let's work together and do this. The three younger ones like, no, I'm doing my task and screw you all. Just like,
So for context, the two people, everyone in the team got a different task to do. One person was to fill a bathtub with various items. The other person's task was to cover the bath in cling film. And in the team of three's case, the other one was to sit on a chair.
no, it's fill it with water.
Oh, fill it with water. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, it was a different series where they had the similar thing, and it was
Yes,
basically
yes.
sit on a chair, and that was Johnny Vegas. But no, and
He was very successful, by the way.
he was. But yeah, that's sort of and most of that's Taskmaster. I'm a huge fan of it. My a bunch of my friends are also huge fans of it, and we regularly dissect the show and such. But yes, I am sad that the series is over, but I am happy that a new one is appearing in the near future.
I have a question for you. Have you found a use for your task yet?
I have not. I have ideas for them, but
So for Christmas, I got Random Genius a Taskmaster seal, envelope, and blank piece of paper so that he could basically make his own task. It's one of the official pieces of merchandise. It's like, hey, that's actually kind of cool to have.
it is.
So at some point, there's a chance that he may descend upon one of you with a task.
Oh god,
Not it,
no.
not it.
No, I suspect I know who it might be. I think it's one of two people, and I blame Ian completely for getting me into Taskmaster. To be honest,
Also, for those of you in the UK, just in case you've somehow managed to escape Taskmaster, at this point, it's just this juggernaut now, Taskmaster, it really is. If you've somehow managed to escape it, it did come to Netflix in the UK
Oh.
very recently. I think maybe up to like first 8 series or 9 series.
well, the other option is the first 12 or maybe 13 series are all on YouTube for free.
But those go sort of in and out. The YouTube ones, they sort of appear for a while
No.
and disappear. And
No, they're now solid. Series 1 to 12 are there forever. They've confirmed.
that is nice.
As well as the first Champion of Champions. I've not seen the second Champion of Champions.
Bring back the Swedish one or whatever it was they had on there for a short period of time. That was great fun. First episode, guy lost his wedding ring.
Oh.
I mean, to be fair, that also slightly spoilers for series 1 of Taskmaster. That also happened in the UK version with Romesh.
That was his. Wasn't that his
His most treasured possession was his wedding ring. He put that up and he lost it.
Somebody lost their wedding certificate as well, didn't they?
I think that was Joe.
That was Joe, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that was Joe. Yeah.
Oh God. Anyway,
So for context, for those that don't know, first round of each episode, the contestants bring in an object that relates to a specific phrase or thing, and basically they bring it in, and whoever wins the episode gets to keep all of those items.
Indeed. And now I will set you a task. Yes, you, the listener. It is up to you to go and find LMC Cast. It is available on the Last Minute Continue website, or alternatively, you can find it on any place that does podcast, because it's like that. You can find it on Audible. You can find it on Amazon Music. You can find it on Apple/iTunes. You can find it on Google Podcasts. You can find it on Spotify. Or you could listen to it as part of the LMC block on Radio Sega every Sunday at 7 o'clock. It's either that or Radio Enoch or something else we freaking well do. Check it out. That is your task. And now we end this segment, and Nibal will be able to edit in some lovely music for you. Enjoy.
Oh, wait, you missed one location. Terror Player.
Terror Player? What's that? He doesn't know. Allow me to explain.
I was going to say, I'm not entirely sure.
Terra Player is the new project from Radio Sega, our good friends at Radio Sega. You can go to terraplayer.com, TERRA player.com, and there you can find all the podcasts that LMC have that are actual podcasts, not just the podcast archive. But if it's recognized as a podcast, it's up and there's an RSS feed, it's there. There's other stuff. All the Radio Sega podcasts are there. There's the stuff like Bumblecast and other things from various other locations within the Sega Sonic community. Friends, allies, people who have been coerced through threats by Resident SD. He's got a big stick. He's coming after your ankles if you don't agree to give him your content. My God, save us all from his tyranny, please. Go to terraplayer.com and you can check out all of those, but you can find, like I say, all of the LMC Cast stuff. You can also listen in to live radio from those stations that have the ability to do so. And if you're in the UK, it's even on Alexa. Ask Alexa to listen to Terra Player, and it'll pop you through, and you can start listening to whatever's going on Radio Sega or the like.
Yay!
And now,
to be fair, I am actually using Terra Player at work, so.
Hey.
Shall we roll along?
Please.
I was. Well, that was just the TV shows I was watching. I haven't even got the games.
Well,
there's more.
And there's more.
And yet, there's more. Very quickly, I just want to give a shout out to something I've been playing very recently. Now, with Kev recently doing his marvelous stream of Let's Go Ekans with Double Cross, I got back into the bug of sort of those monster collecting games, so stuff like Pokemon and such. So I decided to have a little go at something very much in the same mindset as Pokemon, and that is a non-Pokemon game. It's on Game Pass. It's a game called Cassette Beasts, and basically it's like Pokemon, but rather than catching monsters for you to battle, you capture monsters to transform into said monsters. Basically, it's a very 80s aesthetic, the way to capture monsters on this mysterious island that you wake up on, which is called New Wirral. In order to explore New Wirral and to do what you need to do, you need to have a monster. And to get a monster, you have to use cassette players. You can tell where the 80s vibe comes in. You use cassettes to capture monsters. You then use the cassettes to become said monsters, and it's standard Pokemon-esque battles. You've got different element types. Some are strong against some types, some are weak against other types. There are two main sort of combat mechanic changes that sort of need to be aware of. The first is that elemental strengths and weaknesses also give buffs or debuffs rather than just straight up double damage or half damage. So if you use a fire attack on a water monster, that fire attack could give the water monster healing steam because fire evaporates water, so they can restart regaining health every turn. It's that kind of little mechanic that sort of means that you can't just sort of play your way through each monster. There's a little bit of more strategy which can be good in some cases, can be bad for other cases. The other thing is, if you've ever seen anything regarding the latest Pokemon mod that's floating around, which is Infinite Fusion, you and your teammates can actually fuse together to create one big merged monster that has all the abilities of both, and it's just super overpowered. And I think there's 120 standard monsters you can get, and they have programmed in fusions for every single possible combination. It's ridiculous. Finish the game. I think it's fairly good. Scratches that itch if you want to have to try something a little different for Pokemon, with a bit more of a sort of pixel arty style, and a sort of bit more sort of thematic as to this is definitely sort of 80s, 90s flavored environments as opposed to just straight up modern day. But yeah, it's worth picking up on the on Xbox Game Pass if you have that. So yeah, just thought it was worth having a quick mention, given that was the main thing that I've been playing that isn't Metroid Prime, that isn't Advance Wars, that isn't Tears of the Kingdom.
Are you in need of assistance? I can assist with my fists in a little turn and a twist too. Keep my prey at a distance. If we join in arms, we can become more than one. We can pass the torch back and forth, set the world alight as we fight and unite. When you're feeling low, you can take my hand, I'll show you to the gold-plated finish line. A swift kick and a smile that take them by surprise. You're feeling fine 'cause you start to drive as you cross your heart and hope to die. 2 steps back. But 3 steps forward. You're pounding just as you cross your heart and hope to die. A convoluted twist. I crave the taste of it. A little slice of bliss. Oh, I'm feeling this. So put me back in the mix. See how the pain it flips. See how the boxes ticked. You better watch your steps. You're feeling fine 'cause your engine's on. You start to drive as you cross your heart and hope to die.